Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. This is a few moments after the ball was dropped. It is the new year here in Minnesota, January 1st, 2024. I would like to take this opportunity to bring a message to you that has nothing to do with maybe the usual conversations that I have specifically, but generally. I want to say something that has some value to all of us. I want to say something that reflects the time that I've been here on this planet and the commitment, the concentration, the dedication I've given myself to a particular focus. And that would have some type of reward that I could be able to share. And I'd like to maybe perhaps do that at this time as I say to you that I have always mentioned something to you about a God. And I have said that my God, the God that I believe in, was a generous God. And sometimes I say that put him up against any God. And the reason that I say that I would put the God that created me against any God that's different is because I know how that God feels about me, cares about me, protects me, because it has happened. And not only that, I know that God also, that same compassion, that same maternal love is for each and every last one of us. I mean, in my vision of life, that's what I see. I see a God, and when I say God, I'm talking about a power. Power that's responsible for creation. That includes all creation, us too. A power that made us in so many ways similar. So many ways we require same things. And then those things that, not a tangible that you can put your hands on, we still have some, like we all want to live. And we pay attention to that when we start thinking about survival. But the God that I talk to you about is a God that wants you to have those things that are essential for your survival, like food and clothing and shelter. Those things that benefit you, benefit humanity, like education, healthcare, the way to get transportation moving around, and actually to benefit in any form or fashion that you need, want, or desire from anything that's created by the hands of man. That, to me, is a divine, godly process. And it follows with that in that it would allow us to live in peace. It would allow us to be prosperous, and it allows us to be free. It allows us to be happy. It allows us to be joyous. And it allows us to live our dreams. Every last human being on the face of the earth going through these things that I'm just mentioning to you according to the plan that I see in my being about everybody enjoying that, experiencing that, should I say. Now, you consider this, that everything that we do today and everything we will ever do, we're utilizing resources that are here without our being here. And that is before our being here and after our going. The resources are here, meaning that these resources belong to the same power that this earth belongs to. And we can no more own the resources of this earth than we can own the earth. We can come up with some schemes and say we got ownership or we got control over portions of it. You know how that thing works. But in reality, you know, we just playing games with one another because we own nothing. And so when we can accept that as reality, as a fact, then we know that all the things that we utilize belong to some power that didn't cost us nothing. Now, there's a way we operate the system. And that is the way we do it today, except we operate based upon need, based upon want, based upon desire, not on making money. The reason we don't do on making money is because you are part owners of all the things that exist that you would buy with money. So what you gonna do with money? Doesn't make sense. Now, the way the process works in my understanding, in my vision, is that each of us would benefit one way or another. Thus, each of us could participate in the process of creating, producing, causing a manifestation of those goods and services that we've determined are essential for us in such an abundance that no one would ever have to suffer for a lack of anything. Now, when you can live like that, everybody got a career, a job, whatever you want to call it, that you love, that gives you your greatest joy, and it is needed throughout the world, accepted, wanted, desired, and everybody just, hey, we're creating our own heaven. Now, see, that's the vision that the God that I know, that I keep telling you about, that's the God that I'm familiar with. Now, I don't know of another God anywhere amongst you that offers the same thing. I don't know of another God. None of you have given up, stood up, and expressed your God in such a way that that God would want you to have heaven on earth. Not single. I mean, if you have, I haven't heard you, then maybe that's no big thing because you probably haven't heard me. But that doesn't take away the fact that if you want it, that's the way to get it. That is a way to get it. If you know of another way, please stand up and speak it. And so when I think about that, I'm thinking about all of us who are being denied that kind of life. We actually go through pure hell when you consider what I just got through saying compared with what you have to go through every day. You have to hustle, you have to argue, you have to debate just to survive. People do things, you do things, you're working, you're trying to make money to pay your bills, and you do this, and you're trying to work things out with other people, and that doesn't work, and you're trying to be a good person. And see, this is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you this. Evil doesn't matter about whatever else is going on. Evil is going to be evil. Now, sometimes we might not really know what evil is, we say. But I'm going to give you an example that's been held before us for the past few years. There's been an evil being transmitted right before our very eyes. They call themselves alternative truth sometimes. But it's so real till nothing you can say or do will change anything about it. And what does it do? It separates, it divides, it tries to conquer, it destroys, it lies, it cheats, it does whatever it takes to get, it's willing to kill. I mean, just blow you off like they blowing sand out of their hands. And this is the way the world works. Maybe not in your spot, but in another spot, and in your spot, something else is going on. Just as, and believe it, it might not be the same thing that's going on someplace else, but it's just as devastating. When you look and you see the pain and the suffering, What do you do where they have conquered everything? And God did not go and grab this certain things and just set it aside for you. The system that God has given is the one system that works for all. And any other system is going to be in violation of that, because it's going to be denying you that fruit that God has prepared for you. Now, I didn't intend to be talking to you about God like this, but I want you to know that God is invisible. God is a spirit. You see God and allow that spirit to live in you and cause the manifestation of those godly things. So what am I saying? I'm saying that all of this, hell and pain and suffering, is because somebody taking advantage of someone else. And it doesn't matter if you say somebody's taking advantage of me, you taking advantage of someone too. That's all going on. Everybody's taking advantage of someone. Everybody's taking advantage of someone. You might not, you think you're good, but everybody's taking advantage of someone, because here's the key. Once you can know the truth and you choose the truth, you're going to have to make a decision. Because in order for you to make it in the world, you're going to have to sell your soul and be like them. And if you decide not to sell your soul and decide to walk what you call the straight and narrow, what are you doing? You are empowering that which you think you are avoiding. Why? Because your dependence on it, and it meeting your needs, and you're constant, and it causes no problems. The ship sails. So what does that actually say about the person that's real? All I'm going to say is this. I don't know what it would say for you, but there have been those who have spoken throughout time. Some of them we know, like, well, you fill in the blank. All I want to say is this. If you're in a place that you don't feel at home, if you're in a place that you don't feel at home, you should go home. Do everything you possibly can to go home, because there's nothing like home. At home, you're welcome. At home, you are appreciated. At home, you are one. So I don't know, I just thought maybe I would just talk a little bit about whatever came across my mind, and it might mean something to someone. And I want to thank you so very much for giving me this, your time, to hear this first presentation, this first post in this new year, 2024. Goodbye.